We've got Lua here from 100% Chelsea. How you doing? Welcome to the channel.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. How are you?
Of course, I'm very well, thank you. Yeah, all good, all good. Let's get right into it. Listen, what's going on at Chelsea this summer? It's been a bit of a mess. Do you explain what
Mess is an understatement. I'd say it's like a bomb's gone off and people have realised, well, they've kind of gone, oh, we've got a really good offer. Yeah, you can go. 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 We'll bring you in. You can go. You can go. Bring you in. You can go. You can go. You can bring you in. There's been 4 players in and 29 players out, and I don't get it. We now have a 15-man squad, and it's doing my nut in. It's ridiculous.
Where do you stand on the whole Diego Costa situation? Because it's pretty clear. Conte said he wants to sell him, he doesn't want him, and then but you order him back to training, and you expect him to be. I think what's the situation?
So right now, from what my understanding was, we'll go back to January. So obviously there was a whole Chinese bid, and he fell out with a. What was it? He fell out with like a physio or something like that, and obviously because he was performing so well for the rest of the season, obviously Conte we didn't sign anyone as in a striker position because you're not going to sign your best striker in January ever.
Exactly.
And obviously Conte was like, well, we'll keep him happy. We'll bring back Kennedy from London because they're best friends and all that, but you will be gone in the summer. That was what the conversation was, and then obviously the text thing happened. Not my ideal way of getting rid of anybody in any walk of life. I mean, you wouldn't do that. I mean, you know, you wouldn't break up with someone over text. You wouldn't, you know,
and he actually had a top goal scorer over
and he had been a top goal scorer, yeah. But thing is, the amount of baggage he carried, I kind of back Conte in the decision because every transfer window there was a flip flap of I want to go. Oh no, I'm happy now. I want to go. I'm happy now. So you knew he says he's happy. He's not happy. It's all publicity. It's simple stuff which you're told to do by your agent, where the deal's not gone through, so you have to go wrong. Like you have to say you're happy now, so you have the fans back on your side. So obviously that happened.
Where does that leave him now, though? Because he's being ordered back to training, and it's a bit of a mess at the moment because he's refusing. And where do you reckon he'll end up?
Well, he only wants to go to Atletico. He's not going anywhere else. So he said he'll quite happily rot on the bench. But the thing is, for us, that would obviously be a huge blow mentally as well, and it would almost be like another Carnero incident. And either Conte or Costa will go. And to be honest, the players back Costa, I think, more than they back Conte.
That'll be interesting.
So I think either way, if we don't sign players, Conte will walk. I wouldn't blame him either. We signed 4 players. We have a 15-man squad. Bringing Costa back really is the only option we have. We need options up front. We need options in general in terms of the players that we're going to put forward. And right now, we don't really have it. So obviously I understand why Conte would be peeved about bringing back Diego Costa because he wants harmony in the squad. He wants the squad to flourish and develop. But I mean, for me, I agree. I think Morata proved against Burnley with half an hour getting a goal and assist that he is fully capable of filling Costa's shoes. And I think it's only fair that he gets given the chance now. And Costa really should walk wherever he's gone. If it's a loan deal and then he goes to Atletico Madrid, so be it.
Talking about just your summer signings, you signed Rudiger, you signed Bakayoko, and you signed Morata. Obviously, you believe it's not enough, but what do you think of the signings so far? Do you think they're good? They're upgrades on what you had?
I don't know if Morata's an upgrade on Costa straight away. I think he has the capability to be in the long run, but it's a case of will he do it? We'll only have to see. Rudiger against Burnley was our best defender in my opinion, despite conceding 3 goals. For example, after the first goal went in, when David Luiz and Courtois are having an argument, and obviously Luiz has the tendency sometimes when stuff isn't going his way to lose his head. Rudiger was there bringing it all together, hyping people up. I remember Italian Football TV did a little summary for me, and I spoke to them about it. They said Rudiger, no matter what team he plays for, even if he said he loves Arsenal like he did, he will fight for the badge on the shirt. And from what I saw, apart from the one mistake he made which led to the goal, everything else, he was going in for tackles, he was really hyping everyone up. There was a few occasions even for the fans where we went, oh, go and shoot from like 40 yards out, and he went, yeah, all right, and had a little dig. So it's like, for me, I like Rudiger already, and I think he could be a huge part of our defence this season. I mean, Conte's a big fan. He can play in the right wing back position, I think he's great. Bakayoko, from what I've seen, the fact that we bought him when he's injured as well, I am not convinced.
Especially he's replacing such a good player in Matic. You've let go in 40 million.
Matic, put it this way, I said on Twitter the other day, if obviously we bought in Bakayoko, but if we bring in another central midfielder with that Matic money, that is a fantastic deal. Because for us, for the past 2 years, ever since we won the league in 14-15, Matic, to be honest, has been poor or average, or there was a goal he scored against you guys, obviously, but that was like a 1 in a million. Like that was you would never would have guessed that was going to happen with any player anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, he's been average. But I mean, you can see why we miss him in the 3-4-3 system, because Fabregas can't play in a central midfield role. He's a creator, not a box to box kind of player. If we bring in a box-to-box player like a Marquisio or a Nainggolan or like, you know, a Vidal, someone, obviously none of those players, none of them will move. They're just examples of the kind of player that I think we need. We need a box-to-box player that's capable of going stuff and doing it forwards and backwards. Bakayoko is just another destroyer, and it's going to be interesting.
You might lack creativity with him and Kante.
Exactly, yeah. And I mean, with Hazard already out until potentially September, we need a creative player. Fabregas is great, but he can't play in that central midfield position, and he can't play further forward in the front three.
Looking forward to this weekend's game. Obviously, you just mentioned you expect Hazard to be out until September, though there were pictures this morning of him and Bakayoko supposedly back in full training. Do you not reckon they'll make it for the weekend? Is that not what the consensus is?
Well, I haven't seen those pictures, so that's. I don't think they'll get back for this game, but if they're back in full training, as it's being said, it'll be a couple of weeks or next
Chelsea,
week.
They'll be back. They'll be, if it's Spurs, you'd think so.
We'll have to see what happens. I think obviously Hazard's coming back off a leg break, and Bakayoko or foot fracture, sorry, and then Bakayoko's coming back off of surgery on his knee. So obviously, I don't know whether they'll get back in, but if they are back in, happy days, because we actually have a squad then and players that are available.
Exactly, because now Cahill's suspended, Fabregas is suspended. How many players you got left for the Sunday?
So I can name them actually. So we got Courtois, obviously. You got Caballero, who's the other who was brought in this season on loan. Brought on a free, sorry. Eduardo was the third choice keeper if it comes to it. Then you've got Alonso, David Luiz, Rudiger, Azpilicueta, Moses, Kante, Kyle Scott. Yeah, comes through youth academy. We've got him there as well. Then in front three, I don't think Pedro's going to be back, so we won't lose him.
Pedro back?
Pedro's coming back. He sprained his ankle. He's done something to his ankle, so he might be back. He might not be. But so for the sake of argument, I'm not sure. I won't include him. We've got Willian, Morata, Batshuayi, Boga, and Charlie Masunda.
So not many.
We've got 13 players. And you've got Kennedy and like youth players to make up the numbers. Tamori.
Didn't Kennedy go on loan? Is he still there?
I think he might still be there at the minute until he goes out on loan.
So do you expect a similar lineup to the one against Burnley then? Obviously minus Cahill and Fabregas.
What's going to happen? I think David Luiz is going to be pushed into midfield, or Christensen, because he played there for Mönchengladbach in the Bundesliga last year. We're pushed into midfield, so you'll have either way around. Christensen's going to come into the side for the Cahill.
You don't think Bakayoko will make it then?
I don't think Bakayoko will make it. I think it's either going to be Boga or Masunda on the left-hand side with Willian on the right. I think Morata might start down the middle. Like I said, Christensen or Luiz next to Kante. You'll have Marcus Alonso, Moses, and then you'll have a back three of potentially Luiz or Christensen, Azpilicueta, Rudiger, and Courtois in goal. So it's, on paper, that's a strong start 11. We just don't have the strength in depth because we haven't made the signings.
So, are you confident going into this game that you can get a result? Given Spurs had a good start to the season, we haven't signed anyone, but we still got a strong 11. Yeah. We'll probably be starting Kyle Walker-Peters. Yeah. So that's somewhere you'll target for the game, and how confident you can get results?
Personally, I'm never confident going into games. Yeah. Never am. So I think I'd be happy with a point with the squad that we have. If we win, great, it's a bonus. But if I'm honest, if I'm looking at this not as a Chelsea fan but as a football fan, you guys have the strongest 11 in the Premier League on paper, and you should be winning this game. Yeah, you should be winning this game. There's no other way. There's no other way to put it.
Especially how depleted you are.
Exactly, and it's something you guys need to take advantage of, and it's a question of will you do it.
Why do you think last season? How do you think Chelsea pipped Spurs to the title last season?
We didn't really pip you to the title. Come on.
Okay, you.
Come on.
All right, you got the second most points of all time.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we won a canter, but
as you just admitted, though, we had the best. In your opinion, we have the best starting 11.
You don't have the squad depth either. Like when I look at
but as we can see, Chelsea don't exactly have a great squad.
Well, I know, but now I'm not putting us forward as title contenders. I don't think we'll win the league, but I think that Spurs on paper last season, I'm taking this as an example. The prime example was the cup semi-final. Your starting 11, without doubt. Obviously, you didn't have Rose to play or stuff like that. You know, it was ridiculous. It was ridiculously strong. You look at your bench, Clinton and G, Onoma, like, come on, like they're not the players that you could bring on. Whereas we had Hazard was on the bench, Costa was on the bench, Fabregas was on the bench. You know, these are world-class players on the bench. And then, you know, I think for you guys to win the league, you need to sign players and you need to get the strength in depth. Tottenham, if it was a case of there was no injuries, it was just the league, it was fine, there's nothing else to focus on, yeah, I'd go Spurs are up there, injuries are in a possibility, so it's fine. So they can just go and win every single game. And I wouldn't put it past you. I go, you know what, they can win the league, but you don't have the depth to go out and do it and compete in 4 competitions.
Obviously, between these two sides, there's no love lost. There's no secret there.
No,
there's a massive rivalry. What do you think it is about Spurs that just really riles up with the Chelsea players? Not even the fans. I
think with us, it's a case of we just don't really have a rival, so we just go, yeah, we'll just pick on Spurs. We'll have that one. West Ham are coming, yeah, we don't like West Ham either. Fulham, it's fine, it's whatever, that's cool. And unless Fulham get like an oligarch and come up to the Premier League and are contenders, we don't have a rival. So I think for us, what rolls it up with the players is the fans. I think it's a case of, you know, chants of We Hate Tottenham, the Willian chant, and, you know, there's all these chants which we have, and it's just a case of, I think we just wanted to, you know, find someone to pick on and build a rivalry with somebody. And I think Tottenham at the time when it first started.
Do you think it's because you might sense a bit of competition from us? Do you think I might be part of it?
I don't know. No, I think because we didn't like you when there wasn't any competition from you really. I mean, when you were finishing 5th and 6th and weren't really challenging for the title or top 4, you know, we didn't like you anyway. But I mean, who knows? It's beyond me. All I know is Tottenham. It's like no.
All right. So as you said, you don't reckon Chelsea are going to be in it for the title. Well, where do you predict? You reckon we'll finish?
I'm waiting until the transfer window is fully shut, and when it's shut, I can go right. We've signed 5 million players. We have a 5 million man squad. Yeah, we can contend for the league. Obviously, right now we have 15.
Right.
So it's a case of, you know, if the transfer window was to shut today, I would go, yeah, I think we're even going to struggle to get top 8 or top 7. With such a small squad in 4 competitions as well, so we'd have to drop out of 1 straight away. But it's a case of, I think that we have the capability, if the squad is at full strength, to finish top 4. I think for you guys, however, I've got, obviously there's all the curse of Wembley rubbish which people talk about. Like I've already said, the squad depth, you haven't signed any players, you've sold Kyle Walker, who in my opinion is the best right back in the league. You know, it's if I was to do a top 4 now, I wouldn't put you in it.
You wouldn't pass in it?
No. My top 4 would be, I'd have Man United to win the league, I'd have City, I'd have Liverpool, I'd have Arsenal, then I'd have us, then I'd have you. Well, us and you are interchangeable.
Yeah, I could.
Or even Everton. In that sort, they've basically signed a full new team, so it's like, you know, these are decent players as well.
Do you think that Spurs' defence would not give us a big advantage over teams like Arsenal and Liverpool, who are leaking goals for fun?
Can you keep them fit?
That's the question.
Can you keep them fit? Like I said, if you've got the depth, I mean, Wimmer's all right. Ben Davies, I guess, can play in that centre-back position.
Rumoured to be signing this guy from Ajax. Yeah, that's the rumours.
If you sign him, obviously, then you have the depth at centre-half. So I wouldn't put it past you. I think, you know, you've got the full capability of doing it. But you need to sign a backup striker who's not Vincent Janssen. You need to, probably, in my opinion, your front three's all right.
We believe in you, Vincent. Don't worry. Yeah, don't need any
Chelsea
rubbish. Of course we do.
Do you?
Of course we do.
How was he in the season? Did he score any goals from open play?
He got 1 against Millwall.
1 against Millwall. Enough said. No, but I think that, I think you need to make signings to actually make that progression, not only in the league but in the Champions League as well. Because right now, like, you got knocked out in the Champions League group stages. Yes, it was a okay group. I guess it must have been relatively hard, but other than that, I mean, who knows? I mean, you can't predict it. For me, I never make predictions until the window is shut. That's it for me. I mean, like right now, I don't think either of us are going to get top 4.
And just quickly, prediction for the game then. What's your final score prediction?
I'm going to go 1-1.
1-1. Louis, cheers for coming on the channel.
No worries. Thank you for having me.
See you on Sunday, yeah?
Yeah,
I'll
see you on
see
Sunday.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, see you later.
Come on, you Spurs.